Hello everybody, this is Red Dirt Cryptids. We thought we would take a minute and we would talk about preparedness, safety, if you're going out squatching. Things do happen. You know, over the years I've had several situations come up where, where we've had some pretty close calls, and some of them are completely unavoidable and some of them are avoidable. But if you're out here and you're squatching or looking for whatever you're looking for, something as simple as a broken ankle, tripping over some vines or something, could leave you stranded for a little while. And so rule number one, I guess I'd have to say is for safety, is make sure somebody knows where you're at and somebody knows when you're supposed to be back. You don't want to end up like that guy off of, what was it called, 127 hours, where he had to cut his own arm off.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about horrible situation, but hey, he's got a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that company is satellite GPS positioning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Magellan or something?
I don't know. He's got a satellite company that's sponsoring him now. So
Where'd it go? All it cost him an arm.
all he had to do was cut his arm off, and he got a sponsor. So I don't know if I'm willing to do that. But anyway, what we're going to talk to you guys about is Daypacks. Daypacks is something that we're, a lot of times in our videos you'll see us wearing them, or it depends on how far away from the vehicles we're going to be. But a daypack is not it's not something that's, I don't know how, it shouldn't be a burden. That's my thoughts on it. And you're going to find that different people have different philosophies on it. Some people carry a fanny pack with a bottle of water and a Swiss Army knife in it. But everybody's got their own thing, and water should be something that's in everybody's pack.
Yeah.
But this is my day pack. I think a day pack should be big enough that you can carry some type of auxiliary clothing. I live in Oklahoma, and auxiliary clothing. And a matter of fact, this ain't really scripted. This day pack is loaded from still loaded from my trip from Hayburn Lake. Yeah. So what do we got here? You need some kind of auxiliary clothing. Okay. I would recommend everybody have some type of light windbreaker type jacket. This thing looks like a jacket that my dad would have wore back whenever he was out cruising for chicks. But the truth is it's got this outside that's windproof, and the inside it's got some fleece stuff that's really warm. This thing is actually a really good jacket, but happens to have gloves in it, which I wouldn't normally carry. Let's see what else is in here. The most important thing of all, something to wipe your keister with. Okay, these things do happen, and there's a lot of people out there that probably got opinions on the wet wipes because they're not as biodegradable as they advertise they are, but that's a debate for another time. Step into a Slim Jim. You should always have some kind of food in this bad boy. A lot of people don't realize it, but when you have food in your belly, it actually increases your core body temperature, okay? Because your stomach starts working on that, and there's work that's being done in there, and work generates heat, okay? I've heard it referred to as a heated digestion. You ever heard that? I don't know where I picked that up, but something to eat. There's 2 Slim Jims left over in there and I had a bunch of cookies in there too. Whenever I went out on the lake with the guys. And this pocket, let's see. Oh, okay. This pocket has cordage. I know I'm a little nerdy, but I keep some emergency cordage, and that's
it's not fun. I noticed you got stakes in there too. And
yeah.
it's not fun to go somewhere and have your stakes broke, one of your stakes broke, or you need an extra
Mhm.
one, and like, well, you know, here comes the weather. I better
Yeah.
whittle one real quick. You know, it's
Right.
Just, yeah, you can
Well,
do it, but that's easier to carry.
and you
with
hopefully
stakes.
you know you would never need this. This is primarily for setting up a makeshift shelter. Then God help you if you ever have to do that in an emergency situation. That's not going to be good. But it's better to be prepared. Ooh, glow stick. That's cool. Here's something interesting. That is an extra shoelace for my hiking boot. Go figure. And a compass. What else is in here? Oh, a whistle.
Don't blow it.
Don't blow it. Wait a minute, I just did. Shit.
Yeah.
That's an inside joke. I don't know.
You'll have to message us.
Yeah, you'll have to message us for that story. Yeah, don't blow the rape whistle. It makes it come true. But anyway, and no, for the record, nobody got raped. Thank God. A good compass is always a good idea. I never was a compass guy because I kind of grew up in northwestern Oklahoma, and you know, everything's laid out in square miles, and if you got lost, you just walked until you found a fence, and chances are on the other side of the fence there was a road, you know. And northwest Oklahoma, we've kind of got it made. It's really hard to get lost for the most part, but once I started getting out and started going to, you know, like Arkansas and Colorado and stuff like that, man, you can get lost pretty easy. And don't buy, if you're going to buy a compass, don't buy a cheap one. That's something that I think is worth spending some money. And let's see what's in here now. Inside of here is my Camelback bladder, water bladder, you know. And different people have different opinions on those. I know Micah Doan, who's one of our team members, he does not like those. He bought one once upon a time ago, and it leaked and got water down in his underwear, and he was, you know, that was 20 years ago, and he's still pissed. I hope he don't watch this video. But he's very, very adamant about how bad these water bladders are. I have never had that problem. Yeah, I did have that problem once when I bought a cheap aftermarket, one of those Walmart bladders, but I think the bladders have come a long way from when they were first done. Anyway, this is my fire starting kit. Fire starting kit could have anything in it. That's going to be up to you. I will say there is a Bic lighter in there, and yes, I'm not as bushcrafty as I probably should be.
Even the guys that make bushcraft videos carry big lighters with them.
Yeah.
They say first time every time.
Now this is did Micah give you one of these?
Yeah.
Okay. Micah bought these, and they're like these little signaling mirrors. I gotta admit, I'm never had to use it. Hope I never have to. And I don't know. They don't weigh much. Rain poncho, also known as a makeshift shelter or a tarp, if need be. And I also have this survival blanket. This isn't one of the super cheap ones. It's a slightly better variety. And in the picture, it shows two people in there. So I thought, oh, if two people can fit in there, maybe it'll fit me. So I just had to have that. You know, it's got to have more glow sticks, more cordage. This is a really nice paracord. This stuff is rated for like 880 pounds. It's a damn thing. Oh, here's a neat trick. Old driver's licenses. You know, when you go and you get your driver's license, redone, they'll ask you if you want your old driver's license. Always tell them yes. They'll punch a hole in it, to show that it's not active. But what you do is you take it and you put it in your pack so that if anybody ever finds your pack, they can identify your body. Okay. I used to have a lady friend that she gave me that grisly piece of advice, and I don't know why. I always have done that. And of course, there's another Bic lighter in here. And there's one last thing that I'm going to cover. Then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Hatfield. People always ask me, if I plan on killing a Bigfoot with my gun. And the people that ask me that, they really don't know guns very well. This is literally like the smallest, lightest center fire pistol on the market, or at least it was 5 years ago. It's a little Glock 42 380. This is not for killing Sasquatch, but I'll tell you what it is for: tweakers.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's
why I carry one around, is just, because
you never know who you're going to run into. A couple years ago, there was some jackass hiking along the AT trail, and he was going around killing folks. And it's amazing how close you can get. I've got a friend named Charlie that just so happened that he was out there at that time, and he saw that guy on the trail. And I guess the guy looked a little nefarious at the time, and Charlie took note of him, and then later on they, he heard on the news. God, can you imagine that? But anyway, that's my crap. The thing is, the most dangerous thing in the woods is human beings. People are nefarious. They are more than willing to kill you for whatever you got, and that's been a universal constant since Cain killed Abel. And for God's sakes, if you're gonna be in the woods, have one in the chamber, because you don't have time. Bare minimum, you can use it to signal for help. What is the universal signal for help? With 3 shots. Boom, boom, boom. Stop. No more. They either heard you or they didn't. Any more than that, people think you're doing target practice. What about you, Mr. Hatfield? What do you got?
Well, I actually this weekend put together this. I found a Maxpedition, and they're made really well. I'm really surprised at how good these things are made.
Yeah.
It was given to me, so.
Well, those are the best kind.
Those are the best kind. That's correct. Yeah. I'm gonna start off. Usually we do the best for last, but I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this because I think it's a must that people just, even if you don't do any outdoors activities, if you just travel or just have one of these in your car, would be a great addition.
What is it, a coffee maker? It's another inside joke.
This is a Grail, and this is the GeoPress. They've got a lighter version, but this thing, you can okay.
Oh, that's a water filter.
Yeah, that's a filter.
Well, apparently it still seals really good.
Yeah. So you can
I've never seen this.
fill this with water, and I don't care what kind of water it is. The first time we tried this, it was up on way north of Call Lake, where we kayaked in, and the water was like a foot deep, and it was skin stuff on there. And
Just you and Mark?
Yeah. And I put a little bandana over here, but then I got that water and ran it through this, and it tasted good. It
No
killed,
diarrhea, no nothing.
no,
No
and that's
giardia.
what they claim. And I even saw Dave Canterbury talk about his. He's talking about, you know, he used his under a bridge in China or something. You know, he had to. And actually, the last time that I did use this is when we did our little overnighter. Mark had his, and he was getting we had to have some water, and we were kind of stuck out somewhere, and he had to get some of the swamp water. You know? And he does.
How much was that thing?
They're somewhere between $60 to $80, and the filters are $20 a piece. They last, I think, I don't know, 3 years they'll last. But you get quite a bit of pumps out of them too. So I would just say, hey, really, you're always you'll have a kitchen knife. You got shoelaces for cordage. You know, I would suggest everybody get one of these. It's called a Grail GeoPress.
And he is not sponsored by them, but he is looking for sponsorship.
But it's but
aren't we all looking for sponsorships?
I did now purchase this thing to,
you know, and he sheds some weight by carrying that. He could fill that bad boy up with water and just drink out of it, and he's carrying around, you know, a half a gallon, not even a half a gallon of water, and he can refill as long as he knows that he's going to a place that has water sources. But me, I'm carrying 2 gallons of water in my pack, or 2 liters, 2 or 3 liters. I can't remember which one it is now. Depends on which bladder I've got in it. But
and who's that guy, that Blackie, right? Is he the one? The I guess he does the YouTube channels. Remember I sent you this?
Oh,
yeah.
I don't remember the name of the guy.
But anyways, yeah. Shout out to him. You know, he showed these how to twist these up and everything, make little holders, but soft shackles, right? You know, and stuff.
Yeah, I still need to make some of those.
So, all right, gloves.
We mainly cook with those.
A bandana, a knife.
Bandanas. Oh, Mr. Hatfield has one of those Mora knives. I carry one of those as well.
They're good knives.
Well, pound for pound for the money.
And money, yeah.
They're pretty cheap, but what I like about them is they're pretty sharp, aren't they? And
yeah.
And
I cut my finger last night. Just not much, but just a little bit.
Yeah.
Enough to make me say.
But you know, the knives, there is no limit to how much you can pay for a knife, and everybody's got their opinion on what is a good outdoorsy knife. And man, I'm not even gonna tell you what the best $400 knife is. I mean, but a Mora knife is something that you know, you can sharpen the hell out of them. They're easy to sharpen. You can just use the hell out of them, and you know, I don't know that I would say I carry a survival knife anymore. I just carry here lately I've been carrying that Mora that Micah gave me. So I like that.
Does the job, that's for sure.
Anyway, what else you got?
Well, just a Leatherman. You know, some of those come in handy, and then I've got this little I can't remember what you call it.
That's a farrier tool.
It's for you know, knot tying and cutting. It's something for ropes and stuff. But this right here, you know, you ever tie in, you know, a death knot, you know, that you can't undone, or something happens, and this will get in there and undo it for you.
And that's a good tool for a non-Boy Scout to have, because Boy Scouts know not to tie those kind of knots.
Yeah.
When in doubt, or if you don't know a knot, tie a lot. Is that what they say?
Yeah. But I've had to use it a couple times because doing my ridge line one way, and I was tying another rope to it, and it got all cattywampus. Once I start mixing knots together and trying to come up with
Bad
something.
karma.
Then it's like, well, that never worked out so good. But
Yeah. I always
Yeah.
use a taunt line hitch. They come out real easy.
this is just a road schmog.
Yeah. I got one of those too. Those things are actually really nice.
You can put your.
You lose a lot of heat around your neck. And you
Yeah.
can wear that thing even when it's slightly warm in it.
Most time I use mine is when we're driving, and I'll put it in warmer, and
I've seen you do that.
I'll have shorts on, and I don't want to get burned, so I'll just lay it over.
You know, these are also
legs.
good for if you're kayaking or you're out on the boat in the water. You can put those over your legs and you won't burn the crap out of your legs, because chances are about 95% you forgot sunblock, right? Oh, looky there. I've got one just like that, and man, I'll tell you what, this headlamps are where it's at. Get rid of your lanterns. You know, you don't need them, but a good headlamp, preferably a rechargeable one. I got that exact same one. I thought I lost my headlamp for a considerable amount of time, but when I got in my vehicle to go sleep last night, I found it.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes.
I got an extra one. I got this one from what was it, Interstate Battery.
Oh, really?
Over there, and it was a good price. Man, they're made really well, and they're bright too.
You don't want to have
Backed up.
a big, heavy flashlight anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
when I was a young buck, you know, it was all about having those 6LD mag lights.
Compass and
Yeah, good compass. Yeah.
then in that one, let's see. Here's for my tweakers.
You know, and hopefully you never have to use that. My ultimate goal is, if I was confronted by somebody, I would have the opportunity to stick it in their face, and you know, I don't know, depending on the situation, I just want them to go away.
And here I've got a solar charger, and I use that quite a bit. A couple cords for your headlamp or iPhone, especially my iPhone's so old.
Hey man,
I keep it on the charger.
I just updated, man. I tell you what, it's a pain in the butt. I still don't have all the settings and stuff set in them. This is actually pretty nice.
This is just another bag, and it's basically it's like my fire. It's a fire kit, but I've got other little things in there.
That fire kit probably saved his life last year.
It's got a little. I've got a little stove and just a little, and some fishing line and stuff. So if I just wanted to break camp and just go on a little walkabout, I could take this and I could, it's got a knife and stuff in there, but mainly it's for fires. Bank line.
I used to carry jute twine.
And I've got this is an Arcturus survival tarp, emergency tarp.
Let me see that. How heavy is it?
So I've got some. I've got a couple of stakes in there.
Stakes in there too.
But I
didn't know you had this in there.
I've had to use that when I'm first hammocking in the wintertime. Trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. On one night.
I remember you bringing this thing out now because it's got the reflective inside on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I carry a couple.
Trash bag.
Of the construction grade 6 mil trash bag.
When I was a kid, they taught us in Scouts. You always have a trash bag in there because it doubles as a poncho. And
I'll take mine and I'll go gather up a bunch of twigs and stuff. You can put leaves in it for a bed.
Yeah.
And this isn't a camping bag. This is a oh shit. I need to have some level of comfort while I'm out in this emergency situation.
Yeah.
Type deal. And I don't ever But and then the last thing I want to talk about is the silky gone boy. Now, I think there are some other ones that are comparable. I think you can get them at Lowe's, and I hear they're pretty good.
Yeah, I've got one of the ones from Lowe's. I like it. It's like $20.
Yeah.
Damn, this thing's pretty aggressive though.
But yeah,
the bushcrafter guys, they love these silkies.
Yeah, and I've had 2 or 3 others that were just like, oh come on, but when you're needing to do something,
it's pretty light too.
You need to get something done in a hurry. Man, this thing will knock it out. And anyways, but this all changes from
mine does.
Yeah, because if I know I'm going to be 20 miles away from my home or with Mark Irwin, I'm going to take one of these with me.
Yeah.
and because you just never know what's going to happen, right? And so, and it depends on the year and how much you're wanting to take. If I'm camping, I'm already going to take a bag. So, okay, I'm not going to put food in here because I'm going to take a bag in there. Or I'm not going to shove a bunch of clothes on top of this because I already have some, another bag I'm taking.
Yeah, if it's going to be really cold, you'll probably take some extra, stuff. And if it's going to be really hot, you'll probably want to take extra water. And it kind of depends on the scenario. It also kind of depends on the terrain. I'm real big. I'm not as young as I used to be, but I'm real big on hiking sticks. I like to have a third limb on the ground, especially for crossing creeks and rivers and stuff.
And in all honesty, I grew up. My dad had a sporting goods store, and my uncles, they've bequeathed me a lot of stuff. My dad, when he passed away, I got a lot of his stuff, and having this stuff like this is a luxury, and but there's guys who just have their pocket knife and a shoestring, and they're some of the best survival bushcraft guys out there.
Well, it depends. The only thing that I would say is an absolute must is something to start a fire with, and probably some type of light source. Which my light source wasn't even in there, other than those glow sticks. So those glow sticks are a couple years old now. I don't even know if they were.
Yeah.
So.
But I always say, just have what you start out with what you have. But really, if you were going to invest money and spend money on one item right up front, I would say get the grill. This thing will save your life. So.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Let's kind of sum this up.
And a ferro rod. You just have a ferro rod hanging around your neck.
Yeah. Wrap this up. We're talking about the necessities. I mean, there's a difference between necessities and luxury items. Something to start a fire with, something dependable. If you're going to buy a lighter, make sure it's a big. Don't buy one of those 99-cent Chinese ones. Those will kill you. You're going to need water. You probably should have some type of food. And you're going to, what else? Maybe some type of knife of some sort, right? Depending on whatever it is. That's kind of your choice thing. But
you're not always going to be around somewhere where you can make a arrowhead.
Yeah.
You better have a knife with you.
Yeah, you better. But anyway, that's it. That's just yours is going to look different than ours. You may be in a different terrain than us, and you might have a different agenda. And when we go out, we'll cover several miles sometimes, on our hikes, looking for tracks and checking out funnel points and stuff, looking for sign. And it's not unusual for us to go a couple of miles, but we're not these are not for multiple day excursions or anything. That's a completely different loadout, completely different bag. So, anyway, that's all I got. You got anything else? Any parting words?
Keep it squatchy.
Keep it squatchy. I think that's a registered trademark.
Is it? Oh no, sorry,
I
I've
don't
got to pay
know.
a fine.
Hopefully Bobo don't get mad. I like Bobo. He's a pretty good guy. So.
Oh, is he the one that says that?
I think Bobo's the one that says keep it squatchy, or maybe it's Cliff. I don't know. Oh,